and you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man.
A few weeks ago, I packed up my life again and moved back into the van. I had a beautiful and bittersweet send-off at my favorite place in the world, the river, with all my best friends, and I kissed goodbye to the hot, humid summer of Missouri and traded it in for a little bit of a cooler temperature up north in the upper peninsula of Michigan. As much as I miss Missouri already, I was itching to hit the road again because I stayed much longer than I originally planned at home. Planned to just stay over the holidays and then start traveling again somewhere. You know how it goes when you're in the comfort of home for too long. It becomes really hard to break out of that routine. I had worked at home when I came home for the holidays. It was supposed to be seasonal. I ended up staying past seasonal and then got a second job. And so I started applying for seasonal work once I kind of snapped out of that and was like, oh, yeah, girl, you were going to go travel again. You have the van right here. So started applying for seasonal work. Wasn't sure what my luck with that was going to be because it was already pretty far into the summer season. But finally, I got hired as a campground host in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which I've been dying to go back to ever since I visited my friend who went to NMU up here like years ago. So I was thrilled, especially because I've only ever done retail and food service my whole life. Last summer when I did seasonal work in Maine and lived in my van, that was food service. So I definitely wanted to try something new. And even better, this time around, Caleb was with me. He also got accepted into this camp host program. And my cat is with me. So home is a lot more homier now. Before we started working, we took a couple days for ourselves to have a little mini vacation. More so Caleb because this is his first time leaving a desk job. And this is a huge lifestyle change for him. So we went to the Apostle Islands. It was en route, and it's been on my bucket list for a long time now. It's kind of like the Maine of the Midwest. It's a seaside town with a bunch of islands off the coast. Also, I forgot to mention, but Caleb drives a motorcycle, so we hauled the motorcycle on the back of the van the whole way up here. And I've got to say, it has become such a game changer to van life. It is so much easier to just hop on the bike and go somewhere for like little errands or just cruising around town. It allows me to leave Olive like perfect in the van if we have like a site with electric and stuff like that. And also it's just really fun to ride on and saves a lot of gas. So that's been fun. Our first night in Bayfield, we just drove the bike all around. We went to a cidery, we checked out the shops in town, and then we just kind of called it an early night, went back to the campground, and our campground had a mini golf course. So we played the mini golf and then just went to bed early because we had an early morning. Because we put the van on the ferry for the very first time ever in the morning to head to Madeline Island. Kind of expensive, but worth it because we really wanted to stay on the island and do the kayaking tour in the morning. The kayaking tours are kind of the big tourism things for the Apostle Islands. And if I did a different one, I would do the Devil's Island one because that one apparently has the larger sea caves to go in. But even going in the smaller sea caves on this tour was so cool. And the water is so crystal clear and bright blue. It was stunning. Truly the perfect day to go because it was rainy and cloudy pretty much every other day of this trip. Also, in the state park, there was a really great trail that stretched around the shoreline. So you had lake views like the entire time. And there was cliff diving spots, which Caleb did. I didn't, but it was fun to watch him do it and live vicariously through him. Just a little too cold for me. And then at the end of the day, we went to the bar, and there's this super eclectic bar in the middle of town that really reminded me of the City Museum or like Venice Cafe if you're from St. Louis. Cool vibes. And then we caught a gorgeous sunset right there on the lake before heading back to the park that we were camping at. This is our site there. We stayed in Big Bay Town Park. Funny enough, now we are living in Big Bay, Michigan. There's two campgrounds on Madeline Island. There's the Big Bay State Park and the Big Bay Town Park. The town park has this really beautiful lagoon that you can kayak out onto if you want. And there's also the beach access here. I really needed to shower this day because the showers were not free at the campground, unfortunately. So I did hop in the lake on this day. I did not get any footage of me swimming, but I promise it happened. And I felt so much better because the water is so cold. So it was a nice little cold plunge. And after a couple hours of driving, we finally made it to the UP. Our first stop on this little road trip was Bond Falls. This waterfall is so stunning. And then they had a really good free dispersed camping area around their lake. So we stayed there for the night, caught a beautiful sunset with this storm brewing in the distance. Wow, it was great. And then the next morning we got up and drove towards Canyon Falls for our second stop. And it was rainy all day, but I feel like it added so much atmosphere to the hike and the waterfall. I loved it. And then we finally made it to Big Bay, which is where we will be staying as camp hosts. Big Bay is a super small town, like small as in the grocery store is also the gas station, the laundromat, and the breakfast restaurant. There's also one bar in town, and the campground has a nature trail to get to the bar, and the nature trail is right behind our campsite. So that's kind of cool. Hello, New York. This is our cute little campsite. We pretty much immediately put up this sign so people knew we were here now and they could come to our site with any comments, questions, concerns, complaints. But this is our cute little setup, and this is us making dinner the night before we officially start working Monday morning the following day. I must say, it was extremely nice to finally take a proper shower after those couple days of just using the lake as my shower. So I got fresh and clean for my first day on the job. My job is in the office doing registration, retail, and I also get to do the social media management. Caleb is on the maintenance side of things, getting down and dirty every day, but the best part of the job has obviously got to be being able to use the golf cart. We get to take this bad boy whenever we want. It's souped up, goes super fast, like get real. This is awesome. We've also already made a few friends here, which I definitely need to survive. And I've gotten really good at cooking on the campfire. This was like the first meal I made, and now I'm straight up baking in a DIY oven. Like, look at that. Look how that turned out. I'm getting real creative over here. And we're right on the lake at this campground, so when the weather is nice, it is a lake day, baby. And whenever we're itching to rejoin civilization a little bit, we're only 25 miles away from Marquette, which is the big college town here, often referred to as the city, but I wouldn't go that far. However, it does have all your brews, bites, and live music opportunities that a city will give you. So we go to Marquette multiple times a week, and the stretch of road between Big Bay and Marquette is so scenic, it makes an awesome motorcycle ride. So it does not feel like a chore to get to and from at all. There's also really great hiking pull-offs all along that stretch of road. One thing I do have to say about Big Bay, though, is since it's so rustic, pretty much every direction you walk, there's an amazing hike waiting for you that is never crowded. It is so awesome. And also, one last thing, our coworkers make or forage us stuff just about every day. Everyone here is so generous and so kind. I could not complain if I wanted to. The atmosphere here is just so positive. I'm having a great time. And this is just kind of the story so far, and I'm really excited to continue making travel content for this channel again and just kind of updating how it goes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.